Hello there, my name is Thomas O'Regan and I'm an investor here in Australia. Me and my wife have an 11 property portfolio which we have built over the last 3.5 years to a $4 million value. Now, what I wanted to talk about today was in terms of building a property portfolio, what you need to understand in building that property portfolio is anytime your property portfolio grows, you need to get access to the equity. There's two very different things between your property. Well, there's not two very different things, but what I see a lot of people do with their property portfolio is they'll let their property portfolio grow, and realistically, no one even has any control over the property portfolio growing. But what people do is they have their property portfolio grow, and what they neglect to do is get access to the growth of the property portfolio. And how you get access to the growth of your property portfolio is through refinancing the property to get the equity out. And you might get that equity out in the form of refinancing the property and putting it into an offset account, so it's just sitting in your bank as like a cash balance which you can get access to. But here's the thing, a lot of people, they let their property grow and they don't refinance it and they don't get access to the equity, and there's a lot of problems with this. Is when you go to purchase your next property, if you don't have access to the equity, then you're going to have to actually save up you're going to have to save to get into your next property. And why would you save to get into your next property when you can just let your property portfolio do all the heavy lifting for you? So, number one rule of property investing, or not the number one rule, but just the top rule of property investing, is when your property grows, always get access to the equity. Because if you don't get access to it, there's a chance you might not be able to get when your property portfolio grows, if you don't get access to it when you can, there's a chance that you might not be able to get access to it in the future. For example, today your property might be worth, $500,000 and you bought it for, say, $400,000. And that means there's equity in the property because the value of it's gone up. And you might just think, I'll release that equity, I'll refinance that property and get access to the equity when I need it. Wrong. Don't do that, because the reality is today you might have a job, but tomorrow you might not have a job. Or something else might happen. There are so many things that can happen that would mean you might not be able to get access to that equity in the future. And if because the reality is the property being worth more money, without you being able to have access to it, it's absolutely meaningless. You need to get access to the equity, because as an investor, it's your job to put money to work. The investors use money to make money. That's the point of investing. You use money to make money so you don't have to work so hard at your job, or however you are making money at the moment. Whatever you're doing to survive. The point of investing is so you don't have to work so hard doing that indefinitely. I don't know what I was trying to say there, but basically, if you're investing, it's a lot easier. If you're successful at investing, it's a lot easier to make money than it is to make money from your job, for most people anyways. So I'll wrap it up with that, and hopefully that helped. Just give us a like or a thumbs up if this video helped you. And if you had any more other questions about equity, please just hit me up in the comments and I'll be happy to answer those later on. Bye.